All right, I just flew in from Vegas, and boy, are my arms tired. Hey, you got to travel. Back, took a little trip over the weekend, celebrated somebody's wedding, so it kind of brought up a topic I wanted to kind of talk about today, and that's kind of the topic for today is going to be activate your passport, or really activate your travel. I know a lot of us in retirement kind of is the dream to travel, right, or whatnot, but I wanted to put some context around that to show the importance of why it is important to get out and kind of see different things, and it's good for your kind of your mentals also. So I got my kids in the car, so I always like them to hear these conversations and whatnot. So, hey, one of y'all just throw out a trip that y'all remember that we've took as a family.
Las Vegas.
Mallorca.
All right, so got Vegas there. So again, so when he says Vegas, if I'm word associating, when I think to myself is we went to Vegas and we saw the Blue Man Group, which was an awesome performance. What'd you say, Mallorca?
Yeah.
So Mallorca, we went to Mallorca a couple times. So Mallorca, Spain, that's Spain, right? So in that, remember my one son, he wanted to go to the beach so bad, he was going to jump off the balcony to go or whatever. And we all was in Mallorca, we all had like little scooters and we just like tore up the town on our little kick scooters or whatever, right? So again, when they bring up those different places, an automatic feeling and an automatic memory comes to my mind, and I'm sure it would be the same if I said it to them, right? And as young kids and as military kids, they had the privilege and the opportunity to see a lot of things early in their life that most folks wait a lifetime to get to see. So I kind of wanted to go into a story real fast, right? So we just had and we just talked about it before we turned the camera on. So we had a loss in the family, right? And during that, we had to come we're in El Paso, Texas right now. We had to get from El Paso to Philadelphia. And mind you, this was out the blue. So you could imagine trying to book travel for 6 people last minute. You already know the ticket prices was outlandish, right? But we was willing to do anything in order to get where we needed to be, to travel or whatnot. We was going to go from El Paso, drive to Phoenix, fly into Baltimore, and drive to Philly just to try to keep the price reasonable, to try to get us all up out of here in a quick turn time or whatever. Luckily, everything worked out. We was able to get out of El Paso, fly directly into Philly, do the funeral and everything that we needed to do. And that was during the time when the East Coast, this year, when the East Coast was having the snowstorm. But we was able to do all that, get there, pay our respects, and then get back to El Paso. But I bring that up to say that when there's tragedy that arises, we are willing to go through hell and high water in order to get where we need to be to do what we need to do. So we also, flip-flop, I just got back from Vegas because a good friend of mine invited me to a wedding. So I said to myself, if I did all of that to go to a funeral where we're, I want to say celebrating death, where I'm trying to honor a person in their death, why wouldn't I take those same measures and steps to get to somebody who's celebrating love and just celebrating love? So I was like, oh no, I'm going to make it my business to make sure that I make it to this person's wedding. The same way I made it my business to get to a funeral. Got to kind of treat those things the same. All right, so back to the funeral, right? So with the funeral, we had to do a program, and when we was pulling the pictures, man, obviously emotional time trying to pull pictures, but when we was pulling the pictures, a lot of the pictures that we looked at were moments of travel. You know, we had pictures of at the Louvre in Paris, and the Eiffel Tower, and the Leaning Tower of Pisa when we went to Italy, and you know, those moments are priceless, so to speak. Obviously, it costs a price to get there, but again, those moments and those feelings are priceless feelings. And what I notice is, and anybody dealt with death is, when you pass away, nobody cares what's in your bank account. Nobody cares. They want to know how they made you feel, how you felt in that moment, etc. And again, when I bring that up with the program is a lot of those times that bring back the most vivid memories was times of travel, in times of experiencing something new together. Which I kind of just wanted to kind of get that out there, and kind of just from my personal experiences and our personal experiences, the importance of kind of getting out and getting new experiences, especially with your loved ones, right? And then so the last part, a little on the lighthearted side of things, don't let people guilt you on your mode of travel. Everybody talk crap about Frontier and Spirit, the big yellow airlines. Man, I'll fly Frontier in a heartbeat, especially if it's a short flight. I'm not a flight snob. And the funny thing is, when we was in Europe, we used to fly Ryanair, which was pretty much the European equivalent of a Spirit. Man, I used to fly 7 people. We used to fly 7 people for maybe $500. So we went to Mallorca a few times. We went to, and they got a good train system too. We took the train to Paris, went to Disney Paris and whatnot. So don't let people guilt you onto your mode of travel. If your budget is a Frontier or a Spirit budget, then that's what it is, or whatever. Because it's not about what they say. It's not about the destination. It's about the experience, right? So again, don't let nobody guilt trip you on you getting on a Frontier flight to get a cheap flight. I'm a Frontierite. I got the discount then. I got the all you can fly pass. I don't care if I'm doing something that, especially if I got a quick turn, I'll use Frontier in an instant. So again, don't let the mode of travel discourage you from getting where you need to be or whatnot. If you have it in your mind that you want to see something, whether that's something in the United States or overseas, and go see something, and don't wait until you're too old. Again, I'm not being an ageist here. If you're old and want to see those things, by all means. But definitely, I enjoyed that I got to see and still get to see those things in my active years, right? So when it comes to going places, I want to do a walking tour, I'm able to do so without having too much of an issue doing those things or whatever. And when me and my kids travel, that I could still keep up and we could go do things. Oh, fun fact, they probably don't do it anymore, but the first time we had to wear Speedos is when we went to what was we at? That's when we went to Disney. So we went to Disney Paris. We stayed at a hotel there, the Explorers Hotel. It's like a water park or whatever. And we all had shorts on, like your typical American, swim trunks on. And they was like, nah, bro, y'all gotta put those Speedos on. Like, we ain't got no Speedos. They had a vending machine with Speedos in it, and you had to get your Speedos on. But fun fact, Speedos kind of comfortable too. But again, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Let's clowning this morning or whatever, getting these kids to their doctor's appointments. But again, activate your passport. We saw the activate your passport. If you have, you're gonna build the best memories possible when you go and do things out of the norm, and out of your circle of where you live. Go experience those things firsthand versus seeing these things in people's Instagram reels and on the TV, etc. Man. So again, just wanted to do a quick vid here, kind of share. Again, I like to talk about lessons learned and experiences, personal experiences. And again, I like my kids to hear this, because obviously these videos have the potential to live on forever. So definitely hope everybody's doing good. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. One. A whole new world. Huh?